All right, so let's talk a little bit about the AutoPen scandal, which is heating up congressionally. Like they've done a pretty good, detailed investigation. We saw some depositions. Another, again, I'll shout out Watching the Watchers and Robert Gouveia on YouTube because he's the one that really breaks this stuff down. Like to its core to make it understandable for regular lay people. He's a lawyer. I would watch it if you want a detailed explanation of the AutoPen thing. I'm not here to give you the detailed explanation. I'm here to get everybody's hopes down. I'm here to blackpill you again. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Because this is just the way it is. Everybody who thinks that something is going to come out of this AutoPen thing, right? What I guess we all expect the end result to be is a court declares the AutoPen was used illegally in order to pardon a bunch of people. And now those people that were pardoned, i.e., Fauci and General Milley and blah, blah, are now going to be able to be prosecuted. In a functioning democracy, representative democracy or otherwise, with a functioning justice system, that would be the case. But even though Trump is doing his goddamnedest, his best, his absolute best to try to break this deep state bureaucracy and put America back on a track of normality, he's only one dude. And he's being worked against in his administration still, even this time around, by a bunch of people that are just not going to have the stomach to actually carry out the things that need to be done in order to rid America of this corrupt bureaucracy and the corruption in the justice system. Right now, what you would need, so Congress did a detailed investigation on the AutoPen thing. It's from the information that they put out. It's clear to absolutely anybody who watches the depositions of the people, who reads through the documents, who knows who was alive while Biden was president and watched the guy. It is 100, all the evidence that one would need to convict or to declare that the AutoPen was misused in the Biden administration, therefore the pardons can be brought into question. The evidence is overwhelming. You see, people seem to think that, well, you need to be a legal expert to understand the nuances. Well, look, not really. Because, you see, if the AutoPen scandal was not the AutoPen scandal with Joe Biden and all the Democrats and all the fucking people in office and, and then the government, and it was a murder case instead. Let's say it was a murder case and I committed a murder, right? And the kind of evidence that was brought up by Congress about the AutoPen thing, right, was brought against me in a murder case. There is no amount of legal nuance or legal trickery that is available to me in order to get me off of that. I'm going to be convicted and sentenced for murder, 100%. But because it's government actors, because it's Biden, because it's the Democrats, because there's judges all over America that clearly don't have to adhere to any sort of legal decorum whatsoever. And nothing is being done to stop them from their crusade to take over the presidency at this time. There is just no way that judges are going to declare the use of the AutoPen in the pardoning of people as invalid. I don't think that's going to happen. Not because it shouldn't happen. It clearly should. See, there's a ton of evidence that the 2020 election was rigged in numerous different ways. It was not the most free and fair election ever done. There's all kinds of evidence pointing to misdeeds within the 2020 election. In a fair and just system, if it is proven that there was a whole bunch of trickery in an election, and the trickery was enough that it could have changed the outcome of the election, maybe you don't arrest all the perpetrators of the trickery, But at the very least, you say, well, this election is clearly invalid and we need to do it over again. If it took 4 years or 8 years to figure it out, still, Donald Trump should get another run at president because the election he participated in 2020 was clearly fucked with. Yet you see, that will never happen. It would in an actual democracy, the way we think democracy should function as lay people, right? It would in the representative democracy that America purports to be, right, with justice and the fair justice for everybody, and no one is above the law, and all the blah blah they talk. In that world, yes, the election would be done over, and it would be done over after this term. You see, after all the proof has been brought out, then a judge would say, look, throughout the last 5 years, we have now proven, Congress has proven, we have proven that there was so much interference with the 2020 election that we can't undo it, but we can give the candidate Trump another run at it for a third term in this case because it was fucked with. But there will be no accountability for the election, not in the form of people getting arrested for those that fucked with it, those that made illegal moves around it. There will be no accountability for them, and there will be no accountability for Trump because he's not going to get a third run at it. I mean, not the way I see it. Steve Bannon seems to have a different plan. I'm curious to hear it, but it shouldn't have to go in his planned way. It should go automatically that way, because if you live in a just society, when you can prove that something in an election was done unjustly, then you find a way to remedy it. But they're going to go, well, there's no remedy. We can't take back the past, because it's involving those people, right? It's involving the government and the higher ups and the people and the judges that are all part of this fucking completely fucked up system that isn't working for shit. It is not working. I appreciate it that Trump, I know for sure, if Trump was king, we would see accountability for all the things. The COVID, the Twitter files, the fucking Russiagate, all the things that you guys listening and I know about that there should be accountability for. We'd get it. Trump was king, we'd get accountability. Trump's not king, as much as the left wants to make believe that he is. He's not, right? The people under him that are the DOJ people, Pam Bondi is looking out for Pam fucking Bondi, okay? She's serves with the pleasure of the president, but everything that points to Pam Bondi is now going to get accountability. Every time that happens, Pam Bondi doesn't do anything, right? Yes, Pam Bondi indicted James Comey, right? But she only under pressure from Trump, which is now going to fuck that case up because they're going to go in court. Well, it's a malicious prosecution, a vindictive prosecution, which apparently is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Apparently it's a thing. And that's what I mean with a fucked up legal system and fucked up justice system. If you commit a crime, right, but somebody else wants to get back at you for something you did to them, and they push towards prosecution of your crime, now all of a sudden your crime doesn't matter anymore. The only thing that matters is, well, they wanted to vindictively prosecute you, and so therefore you get to get away with the crime. Only in elite government world do the rules work like that, right? For us, it would never fly. If I shot somebody, right? If I shot somebody, let's say I'm a prosecutor, right? And I prosecute Donald Trump, right? And now I kill somebody, right? And Donald Trump, because he's president, makes sure that Pam Bondi prosecutes me. I can't go to court and say, hey, well, because I prosecuted Trump, now that he wants to convict me on murder, that's a vindictive and malicious prosecution, case dismissed. Forget it. But that's what's going to happen with James Comey. I almost can guarantee it. They're going to go, Trump instructed Pam Bondi, where are the indictments? Let's go, let's move. Time is moving. And that's why it's a vindictive and revenge prosecution. And so James Comey just gets to walk away. His crimes no longer matter. That's the system you live in America. and here in Germany and pretty much everywhere else that claims to be this free and fair democracy of justice and nobody's above the law and blah, all this blah, blah. It's all BS. It's all bullshit. And I'm going to continue to say that until I actually see people in fucking handcuffs for the shit they've done. So that's going to be a long time, right? In the AutoPen thing, they did, I don't know how many depositions, like a lot. There's a lot of depositions in the AutoPen thing that Congress did in their investigation. They gathered tons of evidence. Biden was, for everybody with a fucking brain and two eyes, Biden was clearly incapacitated, at least at the time of the pardons, right? He was pretty much from day one, he was incapacitated. And if he wasn't, then we saw it go downhill like to extremes up until the debate when everybody in the world could no longer lie and said, okay, this motherfucker's demented, right? His brain has gone. It's gone, right? It's gone. And so his brain was also gone. His brain was too gone to be convicted or indicted on the document shit, right? Remember the doctor, the fucking, what's his name? I forgot what his name is. Who cares? Anyway, one of the people that was would have investigated that or indicted the Biden said, no, we can't indict Biden. He's a well-meaning old man with his brain is mush, but he can still be president, right? So we can't indict him. Another thing that you and I would never get away with. If I kill somebody and I get away with it until I'm 90 years old, and then they find DNA, and then they come and arrest me, do you think that I'm going to get away, even at 90 fucking years old? They're still going to throw me in prison, right? I'm not going to get away with that, but we can't prosecute. I mean, his brain is fucked up, and he's 90. Come on, we can't prosecute him. Get out of here. That's never going to work. But it works for them. And so Biden can be declared fucking mentally gone, still be president, right? That's okay. All that's all right. No problem. There's nothing weird about that. And then he supposedly has the mental capacity to pardon more people than any other president, either commuted sentences, or pardoned. More than any other president. That's whack. That's fucking whack, right? You know what I think was going on? I think that a lot of these people that had access to the AutoPen, or the one person that had access to the AutoPen, which they still don't know the name of, that's totally weird, right? But so I think that person was selling pardons and commutations to everybody who was willing to pay for them. I think that's where that's going to go, right? I think they thought, fuck yeah, I've been running this AutoPen for the last 2 years, and now it's pardon time, and I can get rich fucking pardoning people and saying Joe Biden said it was cool. I mean, there were some fucked up people that got pardoned, man. Let's be real. Look at that list. I mean, crazy people that got pardoned, right? Crazy. Okay? And not even the high profile people we know like Fauci and shit. That's crazy too. But I mean, there's people in that list that is just, wow, you're like, wow, what would possess a president that has a brain to pardon this person, right? Well, he didn't pardon them. Some money-grubbing fucking person that got access to the AutoPen probably did the pardoning, right? I think that's basically how that went. Now, we may never know the truth about that. Because you know what is weird, though? You know, it's weird. In the congressional investigation, they deposed a lot of people, and those people are clearly nervous, right? They're clearly lying. They're clearly nervous. We see it. They're lying. They get contradicted all the time. And there's clearly weird shit that was going on, right? And, you know, they asked everybody who was signing the fucking pardons, and nobody knows. And that's all cool too, right? Like nobody knows. They still don't know who had access to the AutoPen, who was signing the pardons. Was it Biden? No. Okay, so who was it? I don't know. I never really saw it. You know, I don't know. None of them know. And still to this day, even in the congressional investigation, they don't know who the people are that were signing the fucking pardons, right? They don't know who they were. That's crazy. How is that acceptable? Are they just going to get away with that? Because again, if I dress up in a mask and a hat and glasses and a big long coat, and I am caught on camera stabbing a person in the street and running into a certain house, right? And Nobody's gonna come out the other side of the house. And I run in, take off all my gear, hide it, throw it, burn it, whatever, right? And they come to the door. The cops are like, hey, somebody that ran into this house just stabbed a person on the street. And I'm like, I don't know. And then they asked my wife, who also lives there. And they asked my wife, and my wife goes, I don't know, man, it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I never saw anybody stab anybody, right? And then they ask my buddy, who's over for a beer. And my buddy's like, I didn't even see anybody run in here. Do you think the police are just going to go, okay, bye? No, but of course, in the auto pen thing, the people just get to go, nobody knows. I mean, they were in the administration for 4 fucking years, signing documents. Somebody was signing with the auto pen at certain times. They don't know anybody that ever used it. They're like, well, we don't know, guys. We don't know. Look, Pam Bondi is all talk. I've only seen Pam Bondi do talking. I think that the indictment for James Comey, look, I think it's a good step, but I think it's because Trump wants it to go that way. I think that the DOJ people and the people in the positions that are in the positions to get the accountability for the American people are not going to do it unless their arm is twisted, right? They're not going to do it, right? Because they're worried that if they do, that the Democrats will someday get power and that their ass is going to get locked up because the Democrats are going to want revenge. Look, we're already there. That is not an argument. Right? We're already there. I don't care what they're worried about. That's their fucking job. They don't want to do that job, quit. If Pam Bondi doesn't want to do the fucking risky hard work of getting accountability for the American people and putting some of these motherfuckers behind bars, then she should quit. She should say to Trump, listen, I don't have the stomach for this. I'm scared of the Democrats. I'm scared of retaliation. And so I'm done. That's what she should do. We need people in there that are willing to go the same lengths as the Democrats did. If they don't, they're going to lose. We can't just keep going, oh, well, our principles, and we got to be bad. No. You've got to be able to bend the law as hard as you can, just as far as you can, just like the Democrats did. You've got to weaponize it against them and use anything you can to get anything on them, to put them away for any bullshit, just like they made up charges against Donald Trump. Anything. Do it like the Democrats did. They showed them how to do it. They showed you how to do it. Do it. The judges that are standing in the way of everything Trump wants to do, is anything being done to them? No. They could get impeached. But they're not. Nope. We can't do that either. No, we just got to let them run rampant. Well, dude, then when the Democrats get power again, then good fucking luck. All right? Good luck. It's fucking over then. Then Pam Bondi, everybody that supported Trump, his kids, Eric, John Jr., the whole shit, they're all fucked because the Democrats will do anything. They will bend the law, break the law, cheat, lie, and steal to do damage to Trump, all of his supporters, anybody that supports them, anybody that doesn't agree with their crazy ideology. They will go after it with everything they've got. And I just don't see the same momentum on our side. And unless it starts happening, we're gonna fucking lose the whole thing. And Trump knows it. But the people under him that are supposed to be carrying this stuff out don't know. And if they do, they don't care, right? They're protecting their ass. They want to be able to say to the Democrats in the future, hey, we didn't put James Comey in jail, all right? We got him off, okay? We had to please Trump, but we made sure that, vindictive prosecution and blah, we didn't go after these people. Hey, we left the pardons alone, even though we knew they were bullshit. We didn't fucking go after them, so don't come after us. That's what they're banking on. They're banking on begging. If the Democrats ever get power, that's what they're banking on. Instead of obliterating them and showing them, hey, you ever fuck with us again, this is the ass whipping you people are going to get. That's how you teach these people a lesson. Simple as that. Bullies don't go away if you beg them every day. As a matter of fact, they love it. Right? Bullies go away when you beat their ass and show them that their behavior is unacceptable. That's what needs to be happening, but it's not. It's not happening. And it's crazy. And that's why I think that this auto pen thing is going to go absolutely nowhere, right? It's going to go nowhere. The shit is going to be dead in the water. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I'd be amazed if it did. It would be a fucking amazing, because you know what needs to happen for that? First, we need to find a judge that's going to say that the pardons are invalid. Good luck. Even if they do, it's going to be appealed and it's going to go to the Supreme Court. So in the end, the Supreme Court's going to decide. The Supreme Court's been pretty fucking good, but let's be honest, when it comes to election issues or existential issues like this, they basically back off. They back down. They don't want to be the too bad of a guy, because you know what's going to happen if the Supreme Court goes, yeah, these pardons are totally invalid, and now these people can get indicted. The left and the Democrats are going to lose their fucking shit. They're going to lose their shit, right? Completely. It's going to be, and if they go through with it, the Democrats are going to be in their head planning only on revenge if and when they ever get back in power. That's what's going to happen. And the Pam Bondis and those people and the judges and the Supreme Court and everybody, they know it. They know it. And pretty much what's been happening over the past decades is eventually the right just backs off and lets the left get their way, because we don't want the left's temper tantrum shit. So we just let them do whatever they want. And that's where I think that's going to go. They're going to go, this is going to cause so much havoc. This is going to wreak so much, even though it's the truth, even though it's right, even though it's justice, it's going to cause so much havoc that we can't fucking involve ourselves in this. We can't overturn these pardons. We're not going to do it. So even if the miracle happens that the pardons get overturned, the next step is going to be Republicans are going to have the balls to go haul Fauci's ass into fucking jail. You know what I'm saying? To fucking indict everybody. Raids on their houses, perp walks, the whole fucking thing. Boom, boom, boom. That's what should be happening. It's not going to happen. Look at how slow it's moving with the Comey and the Brennan and the fucking Russiagate shit. Other than James Comey, I mean, that's pretty okay. What John Bolton, that's a whole different thing. Bolton fucking did classified documents bullshit, trickery. He should also go to jail. The evidence is all there. It should be an open and shut case. He should be gone forever. We'll see though, because for them there's a different justice system than for us. And it's always been that way. And that's why I'm so negative about it. I've never seen real accountability in my lifetime of these political higher ups or political elites. Never. I've never seen it. Not one time. You know what I mean? Not one time. And so I that's why I don't believe it's going to happen. So first you need to get over the hurdle of the judges, right? Then you need to get over the hurdle of, well, is the Supreme Court going to take the case? Then you need to get over the hurdle of, well, are we actually going to now fucking pull the trigger on this and actually indict these fucking corrupt motherfuckers? I don't see it happening. Because you don't live in the country that you're supposed to believe you're in. It is all smoke and mirrors. It is all BS. It is not, it's a representative democracy on paper, but it is not the freest, fairest. You're not really that free. You're more free than a lot of countries for sure, but you're not free. You see, what you don't live in a free country if your government can use your tax money against you or fight wars in your name with your money without your consent. That's not a free fucking society, right? So let's start there, right? And then the justice system, like we just went over, that's not a free society, right? It's not a free society if your life and your future depends on the whims of what politicians want to do. That's crazy. Right? That's crazy. That's not a free society, right? It's like a monarchy with a lot of monarchs in it. That's all, right? So stop fucking convincing yourself. So we live in the free. Yeah, you live in the freest place on earth right now, but none of these places are free, right? I mean, if you lived in a real representative democracy, it would be unacceptable and probably illegal for your congressional representatives to openly admit that their first priority is Israel, for example. That should be disqualifying. It's not, because it's not really a free representative democracy. It's whatever the fuck they want it to be, whenever the fuck they want it to be, and that's it. And we're just the peons that they play with, right? So don't expect any justice. Again, Trump, I believe he wants it. I believe that he wants to turn it around. He wants to break the deep state. He wants real justice for Americans. He really does. But unfortunately, he's not doing it alone, and he's not at it alone. So don't expect much from this auto pen thing. It's great that we know. It's awesome that we knew, but we already knew. Because we watched Biden walk around and stumble, bumble, fuck around. The Easter Bunny save his ass from the press. The whole fucking thing. We saw it. We saw him walk off in Italy where Maloney had to fucking grab him. We saw him can't ride a bike, can't walk fucking steps, can't talk, can't think. The motherfucker's a zombie. We saw it. And it doesn't fucking matter because they're going to go too fucking bad. You people don't have shit to say. Sorry. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. So I hope I'm wrong. But we will see. Indictments don't mean shit. They're still not behind bars. I don't see Comey behind bars. There's going to be a way out for him. 100%. So let's hope I'm wrong. Let's hope I didn't blackpill y'all too much. Sorry. That's the way it is. If you want to change it, you're going to have to do something collectively to change it. You know what I'm saying? Don't elect Democrats. That's going to be a big mistake. That's going to be a big fucking mistake. I guarantee it. All right, guys. That's all I got for today. Take it easy.